The Fever are as ready as any team can be to meet the expectations, the standard, the attention that is going to be around them.
She's an incredibly hard worker. She's a high IQ player. She's a perfectionist.
They take on the pressure. They want the pressure. They don't care if they're compared to the greats.
There's always expectations and, pressure to perform. And at the end of the day, we play basketball because we love it, and we've done it all our life.
The WNBA hasn't even tipped off yet, and Caitlin Clark is already making waves. The rookie phenom isn't just embracing the spotlight, she's running straight into it with open arms. While some players try to dodge pressure and downplay comparisons, Caitlin, she's telling the world, bring it on.
And when she was asked about the pressure going into this season at media availability, she said she wouldn't want it any other way. Then you bring in the vets like DeWanna Bonner, who was flanking her there, who said she's happy to be on her team rather than chase her around.
Just 2 minutes ago, Clark made it clear. She wants the expectations, she welcomes the pressure, and when it comes to legends like Sheryl Swoopes, she's focused on her own path, her own legacy, and her own greatness.
Caitlin Clark, she wouldn't have it any other way. Caitlin Clark wants the pressure. She invites pressure. She invites all this stuff. Wouldn't have it any other way.
This isn't about being the next anyone. This is about being the first Caitlin Clark. And trust me, if you're still doubting her mindset heading into this WNBA season, you're about to get a reality check.
And straight away, when asked about pressure, this is what Caitlin Clark had to say.
There's always expectations and, pressure to perform. And at the end of the day, we play basketball because we love it, and we've done it all our life. And I think just reminding ourselves of that, we understand the spotlight. We understand, people expect this team to win, and that's exactly what we want to do for our fans and for this organization. But I think me personally, I wouldn't want it any other way. We get to show up every single night, and there's people cheering for us, and you get to play the game you love. So if there is that pressure, you do feel that pressure, I think that's just something you embrace. That's always what I've tried to remind myself over the course of my career is, you just rise to the occasion because you wouldn't want it any other way.
When Caitlin Clark faced the media and was asked the inevitable question about pressure, about carrying the weight of a franchise, a fan base, and even the league's rising popularity, she didn't blink. Her words were measured but powerful. I wouldn't want it any other way. And that single sentence said more than any stat line ever could. It told us everything we need to know about who Caitlin Clark really is. She's not just here to participate, she's here to dominate.
The Fever are as ready as any team can be to meet the expectations, the standard, the attention that is going to be around them.
This wasn't the usual rookie deflection, the kind of answer that plays it safe. No, this was a deliberate stance. Caitlin Clark is walking into the WNBA, not hoping to survive the pressure, but inviting it. She sees a spotlight, hears the noise, and still chooses to step right into the fire. That mindset? That's rare. That's elite.
24 hours after the Paige Beckers coming out there and saying, stop the comparisons, stop comparing, there's no rivalry, it's just media-driven. And I mean, there is no rivalry, and it is media-driven, but every rivalry is media-driven.
Compare that to the message coming from Paige Bueckers just 24 hours earlier, when she publicly asked for people to stop comparing players.
These players take on those comparisons. These players take on that pressure. Kobe Bryant wanted to be he wanted to be better than Jordan from the second they came up against each other. And I understand Caitlin and Paige are the same age.
Paige's sentiment wasn't wrong. Her message was about respect and individuality, but it stood in stark contrast to Clark's approach. While Paige wants out of the rivalry talk, Caitlin is practically saying, go ahead, line me up with the greats.
Caitlin Clark has usurped Paige Beckers as by far the best player in that draft class.
She saw what to do against the Fever, and now she can apply that. She can take those lessons, but also and sprinkle in the improvement.
Caitlin isn't chasing clout. She's chasing legacy. She's not here to follow anyone. She's here to lead, to redefine what's possible, and to do it all while carrying the weight of expectation with pride. Now, people are quick to throw around names like Sheryl Swoopes when discussing greatness in women's basketball. That's a compliment. That's history. But Caitlin Clark isn't out here trying to be the next Sheryl. She's trying to be the first Caitlin Clark. She respects the past, but is laser-focused on building a future.
They told us right to our faces with the Now You Know campaign and the every game is a home game shirts, that they understand their place in the sports pecking order and they aren't apologizing for it.
Her future and the pressure, she welcomes it because she knows pressure only exists when there's something worth fighting for, something worth proving. She's not afraid of it. She feeds off it. This isn't just a promising player. This is someone who's coming for everything.
And Stephanie White, a coach with experience, you have calming influences.
That kind of impact, that's rare, especially from a rookie. And it's not just teammates buying in. Head coach Stephanie White has seen this story unfold from both sides. First as an opponent, now as a mentor. She's talked openly about the way Clark handles adversity, how she never wastes a rep, how she shows up ready to grow every single day. According to White, this isn't your average young star. This is someone who treats improvement like a job, a perfectionist who demands the most from herself and leads by example.
Obviously, Caitlin's is a dynamic player, and she just makes everyone around her better. So obviously being on this side of the ball with her is a lot more fun than guarding her, that's for sure.
Think about that. A rookie setting the tone for veterans and coaching staff alike. That doesn't happen unless the respect is real, unless the work backs it up. And sure, the spotlight is brighter. The media pressure is louder. The expectations are heavier. But Clark isn't flinching. She's absorbing all of it and still showing up, smiling, competing, and ready to win.
New league, new players, everybody's bigger, faster, stronger, new coverages, different kind of depths. And for us as opponents, making everything as difficult as possible.
So yes, the WNBA better be ready, because Caitlin Clark isn't here to ease in. She's here to take over. At this point, the message couldn't be clearer. Caitlin Clark isn't asking for time, she isn't asking for patience, and she definitely isn't asking for protection. She wants the weight, she wants the smoke, and she's made it clear, pressure is a privilege. She's not dodging comparisons, she's inviting them. She's not chasing anyone else's legacy, she's writing her own.
Then there's Caitlin Clark, who said the standard is a championship, who always seems to meet or exceed the moment, as she did by shooting beyond her own logo in the Fever return to Iowa.
From college stardom to WNBA spotlight, Clark is proving that she's not just another player with talent, she's a once-in-a-generation competitor with a mindset built for greatness. So whether it's Sheryl Swoopes, Paige Bueckers, Angel Reese, or any other name people throw into the conversation, you can't talk about Caitlin Clark without talking about the rivalry chatter.
It is great to see Caitlin still wanting that smoke. It's great to see the attitude Caitlin Clark has. And to be honest, I don't think anyone would have expected anything different from Caitlin. I don't think anyone would have seen her going at it about it in any other way. No one would have expected her to go about things in any other way.
The comparisons to Paige Bueckers, Angel Reese, and even the legends like Sheryl Swoopes, it's all part of the conversation. But while the media might love creating drama, Clark's attitude is what separates her from the pack. Just days after Paige Bueckers publicly said, "Stop the comparisons. There's no rivalry, it's all media-driven," Caitlin responded in her own way. Not with conflict, but with clarity.
JC Sheldon is Caitlin Clark's actual basketball rival, but there's just so big of a difference, and no one cares about how JC Sheldon's doing to W. She mightn't start for this tanking Connecticut team.
She acknowledged the expectations, embraced the spotlight, and made one thing clear. She's not afraid of being compared to anyone. In fact, she thrives on it. She knows what people are saying, that Paige was once seen as the future, that Angel Reese plays with more fire, that Cardoso brings size and dominance. But Caitlin Clark brings something they can't replicate, an unmatched combination of skill, leadership, and cold-blooded confidence. Let's not forget, Clark didn't just pass Paige Bueckers in the public eye, she leapfrogged her. From high school hype to college stardom and now to the WNBA, Clark has continuously raised her game, while others have battled injuries or inconsistency.
Yeah, I mean, certainly, I think, if you think back to the beginning of last season, there was a lot thrown at Caitlin from day one.
If you ask someone to start a WNBA franchise today, they're picking Caitlin Clark first. No hesitation. That's not a knock on Bueckers, Reese, or anyone else. It's a testament to just how far ahead Clark already is in terms of readiness, mentality, and performance. Even players like Angel Reese, who brings undeniable intensity, haven't been able to steal the spotlight the way Clark has.
Making everything as difficult as possible for her and on her, and trying to wear her down. When you're playing against great players, you're not going to stop them.
Reese has the motor, sure. She wants the smoke too. But Caitlin, she's not just in the mix. She's the one setting the pace. And that's what separates the good from the great. Clark doesn't just want to compete with the best, she wants to be the best. And she's making that very uncomfortable for everyone else trying to keep up.
Everyone in the sports world, and right now, obviously, when it comes to Caitlin Clark, currently seemingly going through the wars in terms of injury. Nobody knows what quite happened yesterday at their practice. It looked like it was banged knees. Nobody is 100% sure, and thankfully it looks like she's going to be okay. I doubt she's going to play tomorrow.
At this point, the message couldn't be clearer. Caitlin Clark isn't asking for time, she isn't asking for patience, and she definitely isn't asking for protection. She wants the weight, she wants the smoke, and she's made it clear, pressure is a privilege. She's not dodging comparisons, she's inviting them. She's not chasing anyone else's legacy, she's writing her own. From college stardom to WNBA spotlight, Clark is proving that she's not just another player with talent. She's a once-in-a-generation competitor with a mindset built for greatness. So whether it's Sheryl Swoopes, Paige Buchers, Angel Reese, or any other name people throw into the conversation, Caitlin Clark is showing up to define the moment, not be defined by it. This is what greatness looks like at the beginning. And if this is just the start, we're all witnessing something special. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is Caitlin Clark ready to live up to the hype, or has she already exceeded it? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay locked in, because this WNBA season is about to be must-watch from start to finish.